Thanks, guys. It's great to see everybody here in person. It truly, truly is. So my name is Jeremy Bergstein. I am the global lead for experience at Resonai. I've been designing interactive experiences, digital experiences in physical spaces for the better part of a decade and a half. I come from a different side of the puzzle than mixed reality. I've always been interested in creating standout customer experiences, things like stores of the future, been building pop-up shops, been building for retail, for malls, to sort of various success and failure, to be honest with you guys. I was always creating these great stories inside of spaces, looking to link together screens, touch screens, digital signage, beacons, door counters to tell a contiguous story through the digital and physical spaces. And oftentimes I was looking for digital infrastructure in the physical space to be able to support these experiences. I'd be stuck in these like thorny integrations between beacons, touch screens, and I said there has to be a digital foundation that'll complement our physical spaces. So with Resonai, we built it. I didn't think it was really possible to create a platform that's able to do this. And this team has created a platform that's the sort of digital viewport to the physical world. And I'm going to take you guys through my perspective on rebuilding our built world and our physical infrastructure today. And I've got a lot to show you guys, so I'm just going to get started. You know, I think we all know, guys, that it really was not the pandemic that really was making retail change and our physical environment change. This was happening long before the last 2 years. Digital was upending retail, upending malls. People were buying, they were being entertained, they were seeking community in really different spaces and really different places. And the reflections of how we're living is really kind of now really changed and really very different than it used to be. I mean, the mall, as Kristen was saying, I mean, was sort of the greatest place in the world when we were younger. And it was your everything. You would go there and you would, need to find something special for an occasion. It was at the mall. I need to find a place to go hang. It was at the mall. I need to go and see some friends, meet me at the mall. Everyone was at the mall. Now everyone's on social media. So somebody had a great t-shirt yesterday, like defend IRL. And I mean, I'm so with that. I really want to see us rebuild and create this mixed reality of our built world. But how do you do that? Especially inside. The problems of solving for 3D and integration inside in the built world and in our buildings is really difficult. So, I hate this stuff. I've been seeing it for years, and I am like, it is something that I will fight tooth and nail to the end. And I do not want to see this vision of the future, so we're going to change that. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Ray Oldenburg as sort of this sociological genius who talked a lot about the third place. There's work, there's home, and then there's the place that you go and socialize. Back in Little House on the Prairie days, it was the mercantile shop and those types of places. Then it was the mall for a long time, and we would spend time with each other, seeing each other, understanding each other. And recently Starbucks co-opted this, and this became the center of their vision for the way they design their stores. But it's more and more really become our digital immersive online environment. So how can we bring community? How can we bring all of the great things that digital has to offer into some of the greatest spaces that we have so we can really experience each other, assisted and supported by all the great digital tools that technology and innovation has to offer. So good thing we have you guys, modern day innovators, who are really truly creating amazing things. But where is that going to happen? Is it going to happen wandering around parks, city streets? Well, maybe. Maybe it'll happen there. I mean, it's certainly right for some, for some experiences. What will these experiences be like? And I mean, we've been given so many different views of what this all will be like. And you know what? Some of it I like, and some of it seems to be sort of long, a lot more long term. So I really believe this mixed reality, near-term reality in our built environment is what we're going to be building. And we've created the platform for that. And most of all, it gets us back to our spaces. It gets us back to our places. It gets us back to this. It gets us back to each other. It gets us back to people. It gets us back to humans. It's a fact. This is one of our macroeconomic kind of elements that we have in our world. I mean, we are dramatically overbuilt. 24 square feet per capita in America, followed by Great Britain, followed by Australia. But we're keeping on building. Our built environment is not going away. Smart cities, smart buildings, smart retail, smart malls, smart factories, smart logistics, smart hospitals. It's on its way. You guys all well know the amount of IoT endpoints that are integrated into every single one of your homes, and they're only getting bigger. The same thing is happening in the commercial environment, maybe even faster. Right now, you want to integrate a bunch of those IoT endpoints, and you've got a pie graph and a line chart to measure what they all look like and manage them all from one viewport. We're changing all of that. So we're rebuilding these experiences. We've created a new system. Resonai is the mixed reality for the built world. And one of the things that I have to say that I really believe very heavily in is our mission to see this built environment with a new generation of experiences, community, efficiencies, and media. I'm going to show you guys a video really quickly. You all should visit our booth. This is not just pretty videos. We're building this stuff. The platform's been out for 6-7 years. It's been productized over the last couple. It's enterprise ready and kind of battle hardened. So cool video, but stuff is in action. Central control, a three-dimensional dashboard in which you can manage your building and everything in it. Three-dimensional CMS, dragging and dropping some merchandise in here and creating these metaballs that guide that customer right through the lease line, right to those sneakers. That last mile marketing and guiding a customer, a visitor, is something I could never do. The best I could do is go to the second floor and visit the Nike Town store. So with that geometry and positioning that we're able to offer with our highly accurate system, you're really opening up a whole world of new mixed reality experiences in our built space. Who doesn't love a flying macaroni? You guys can see very specific journeys in here: shopping, commuting, picking up something to eat, service level integration into purchasing. This is one I love. This is integrating in HVAC sensors, understanding in real time high, low triggers, if anything's out of whack, and then it'll take the mobile app and guide a facility manager right in there. In AR, they're able to see the offending, malfunctioning rooms and sensors and navigate right there. So welcome to VERA. It's a new framework for mixed reality future built from the ground up. I mean, we've solved some really thorny problems in the built world and in 3D. So this is the way that we're able to build this. We're taking all of the enterprise systems, integrating them, scanning them, and they're getting plugged into our platform we're handling 3 critical sectors of every single building. Visitor engagement, so we're able to build full wayfinding, concierge, guiding people through large spaces, travel, retail, airport, casino, hospitality, any one of a number of different places. Because we have that precise mapping, you're able to create a whole variety of different types of visitor experiences. This stuff is out of the box. You just have to customize it. So visitor engagement, and then obviously all of the AR and spatial experiences that I was showing you guys as well. You're able to drop different things into the space at any of the places that you guys want to. Because we have the scan, the highly accurate scan, sales and leasing, things like virtual tour, virtual designer are kind of table stakes for us. The highest quality scan, the highest quality visuals, we simply open up a viewport, and this comes with our platform. So sales and leasing, too many empty spaces out there. We scan the space, you're able to then put it online and market it. And then of course, assets, operations, and management suite. Integration of IoT management. I had a client say to me a few months ago when we brought all of their IoT sensors online for their temperature and VOC, said, to see all of this 3-dimensional information in 3D completely changes the game. So it's a really exciting view when all of a sudden you have your 3D spatial building shown in 3D with all of these different touch points linked into it. So, VERA covers off these 3 critical functions for every property: visitor experience, sales and leasing, and then the operations management and analytics of the asset. And then it all comes together on this one dashboard. So you've got your digital twin. We're at booth 100, by the way, guys. I like showing pretty pictures, but what I really like is when people come and actually are like, this thing works. So 3D model, and then you've obviously got your apps as well. We've got a really powerful SDK that allows you to write apps for your building if there's not something out of the box for us and that we can give you guys. And then on the left side, you guys will see a spatial marketplace. So the idea that you're actually able to build different applications for CRE or malls or retail or healthcare, and then go and scale those across all of your different spaces and properties. Really very exciting. So VERA Central Control manages and is a viewport into your building. So we're cracking open a whole new world of experiences. I mean, I come from the consumer side of things, and the idea that you could go and create these incredibly immersive experiences that are positionally and spatially aware is just so exciting. I mean, I've always wanted to launch marshmallows across a shopping mall. And with this, you can do it. And at the same time, you make sure that it's the right temperature inside that shopping mall as well. So a variety of different types of experiential use cases, mapping and guided tour use cases, very exciting. Again, branded augmented reality media units is a whole new ballgame. These malls are monetizing every square inch, from escalators to floors to digital billboards, and they're selling that media. This is now a whole new world that does not actually take up any square footage, that'll be available in mixed reality. You can see over there, you could get that macaroon and then show me where, reserve a table, and guide me right to La Durée for that flying macaroon. Virtual tours, like we were talking about, taking that web port, book the consultation. And then our environmental manager over here that you guys saw a little snapshot of. I've got this up at our booth 100, I do believe. And you integrate and get the visualization for those IoT touch points, and then you have the application for the facility manager to be able to understand where they have to go to service the touch points. And that's it. Thank you, guys. Any questions?
Hi, two questions. So does the user download an app to access this?
User downloads an app.
And you mentioned a 3D scan. Is that a service you offer, or you use things like a Matterport or like a Faro?
We use VERA, not a Matterport. We need it's the highest quality scan. We need to have, we're sub 1 millimeter accuracy. So those consumer scanners are great for certain things, but this, part of our differential is being able to provide the highest quality scan and highest quality processed viewport so that you can really create, applications around compliance, applications we need to understand if there's a temperature sensor exactly where it's being placed. So we need the highest quality scans, so we use the highest quality scanners. Of course.
Any other questions? Oh, looks like we've got one.
Come on down.
Hi. So I'm wondering, the AR part in particular, for like the AR experiences, you're using your scan to like anchor those experiences in exactly where they are?
Yeah.
That's awesome. What happens when the built environment changes a little bit?
Yeah, it depends on what kind of changes. Small changes, it's got some self-healing kind of features to it. If there's any major changes, and I understand like retail sector that I worked in a lot, and they're constantly moving end caps around and moving things around.
Right.
We've got a couple ways to update the scan because obviously it has the map. Even if you take a picture of something, it knows exactly where it's going to go. So if it's moving the shoe section from one place to another, you literally just go into central control and move that point of interest there.
Got it.
But if it physically changes, if it's a small change, it's fairly simple. If it's like a major change, like you're pulling out JCPenney and putting in, American Eagle Outfitters. I'm like talking from the 80s here, but then you have to rescan. Then you have to rescan.
Got it. And can you do like partial rescans?
100%.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. Thanks.
Thanks. Yeah, of course.
Hi, thank you for this presentation. It's very, very detailed. So
Pleasure.
this is kind of like a Salesforce, but for virtual malls, I guess. So I guess the question I have is for that virtual immersive AR experience where people download the app and then they see the jellyfish or the marshmallows looking for bugs. Is there any social strategy where like people can share it with like their friends, like a social media feed, like a TikTok or Snap and whatnot? Like I'm just curious about that.
Yeah, I sure hope so. This is it's a platform, and the services that are going to get written on top of them are written by our partners.
Got it.
So we've had a whole I'm actually hoping there are some great people here that will come on and be like, I want to create games for malls, or
Got it.
handicap compliance for office buildings, and they can go and create applications that sit in our marketplace, but
Awesome.
it's fully capable. We've integrated really sophisticated games so far.
Oh, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
it's sort of a partner that partners with the app to set up the gaming.
That's right.
Got it.
Yeah,
Got it. Okay.
totally.
Great. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I have two small questions. I can't remember what model car that is, so could you just tell me what model that is?
That's augmented reality Chevy Bel Air, I think.
Thank you. What does it cost for your services or for the platform?
So we're a SaaS-based product, and we're aligned with the commercial real estate industry. So we charge per square foot. We bundle it all together, and it's then, the idea is that this is the digital square foot for the physical space. It complements your asset and creates, new revenue streams, new efficiencies, and new savings. So the idea is that we charge per square foot. You can scale up and scale down with it.
Want to put any prices on the table?
Come see us a little later at the booth.
Thank
Would love to talk to you.
Thank you.
Awesome demos and great presentations.
Thank you.
Just quick questions, and then you said users have to download the app to use the immersive and interactive stuff. Is it one app for all the users, or you have to download each app per properties?
It's a great question. It's one app for all of the users, but obviously we're working with a lot of branded entities right now who are using our SDK to integrate into their branded environment. Obviously, a lot of these malls, retail, airports, they've spent a lot of time creating experience. I mean, everybody's creating an experience. Like, while retail has suffered, the idea of retailizing a space has thrived from, you know, healthcare to pharmacies to medical to the place I take my pet. Like everything is retailized. So it's one app for all of those management functions. But for really the visitor experience functions, you can either use our app and you get your own branded front end inside of our app, or you can use our SDK and bring all of the best of what we have to offer into your environment.
Yeah.
Of course.
Great presentation. What's really interesting, I think, too, is like both presentations talked about the full customer journey and being really comprehensive there. So thank you so much for sharing. Let's give them a round of applause.